What's up? My name is Lamb. Back at it again with another great video. On today's video, I will be talking about why I do not care about who wins the presidential 2020 election. So I just want to start off by saying that I do care in a sense of, it affects fellow Americans, it affects Black America, it affects those in poverty and those in need, it affects everybody in the world. But at the same time, I am only responsible for one vote, and I can only do so much. So I do care in the whole macro social economic sense, but I do not care on a personal level. On a personal level, I do not think it personally affects me. I try to be a good Samaritan. I do all I can. I follow the rules, abide by the laws. I don't hurt anybody, don't kill anybody, don't steal from nobody. And I try to inspire and empower people to be better so we can all live in a better world. So I live guilt-free and conscience-free of what happens after, this 2020 election. So the first reason I do not care about who wins the election, because I have been working out. So if I have to run from somebody, if I got to chase somebody, if I got to hide, if I got to fight somebody, it is what it is. I've been lifting, been doing cardio. Sounds funny, but you never know what can happen. Reason number two is I have invested in protection. So be creative with that. I'm not going to tell you how much or what I got, but I have invested in protection. So that with working out, gives me somewhat of an advantage, because some people do one, some people do the other, but they don't do both. I've been doing both. Next, I have bought some toilet paper. So just in case people decide to act crazy and for whatever reason want to buy a bottle of toilet paper again because of the election, I don't know, maybe they want to throw it at people, but I got toilet paper, so I got that covered. Next, I have job security. I work for the U.S. government, so I set it up where I'm not going to get laid off. They haven't done a layoff since 1993, and they said that they would never do that again. Never say never, but they'll never do that again because it created such a wage gap or age gap in workers that they weren't going to do it again with their apprentices. And I recently graduated an apprenticeship program, so I think I have pretty good job security as far as working for the federal government and being an apprentice, because whether Democrat or Republican, we still need the military, So it might affect me down the line as far as getting pay raises, or maybe they do more layoffs and stuff like that, but we'll get to that later. But it's going to slightly impact my life. It's going to be so insignificant that I have no reason to worry about that. Because next, I have 3 streams of income. I would count as far as me having 2 roommates and then me having tenants. So if anything does go wrong with my job and my primary source of income, I do have 3 other systems, 3 other people, that are providing me income. Next, I am a licensed real estate agent. I'm currently doing that part-time. So if for whatever reason I could not work, or I got laid off, or a strike, or whatever on my job, or the government was just so hostile that we couldn't go to work, which I don't see happening, whatever, worst case scenario, and stuff just went so wrong at the shipyard and I couldn't go to work, I can always be a real estate agent full-time. If for whatever reason some kind of legislation is passed where I cannot be a real estate agent full-time or part-time, I always have my primary job. If my primary job and real estate fails, I always have my passive income from my tenants and my roommates. Next, on top of all of that, if all else fails, if I just have no money coming in, my tenants decide to stop paying, my roommates, both of my roommates decide to stop paying, I cannot do real estate, I cannot move real estate, and I cannot go to work. I do have savings. I have about, whatever, I'm not going to tell you how much savings I got, but I got enough savings to sustain me for months on end for food, mortgage, gas, whatever. I can live the lifestyle I'm living for at least 2-3 couple months or whatever. So I do have an emergency fund. Next, I have money in stocks, and I just moved $2,000 over into my Robinhood account because I do hold some stocks on VOO, which is an S&P 500 stock. So I do hold that and some other stuff. So the thing is, no matter who wins, Democrat or Republican, let's say the stock market goes up, cool, I already have stocks, so it's just going to make me more money. Let's say it goes down and it crashes, I'll try to anticipate a bottom, and then with the $2,000 that I just put in, I'll buy at the bottom, and eventually it go back up. So for whatever reason you do seriously care who wins the election, this is what I saw this morning. I signed up for Morning Brew. They give you good information, so they came out with this today. It says Bank of America Global Research analyzed historic S&P performance under presidencies from both parties. The takeaways. So the market's average return has been higher under Democratic presidents than it's been under Republicans. So if you're rooting for Biden and you're in the stock market, that's good. Democrat, you want Biden to win. And listen to this: regardless of party, the S&P performs better in a president's first term than in the second term. So if you want the market to go up, then you should be hoping for Biden. Again, because this will be his first term, be Trump's second term. And then it says, finally, stocks have performed better when leadership changes from one political party to another. So changing from Republican again to Democrat. So it looks like the stock market is banking on Biden. And from the research I've been seeing, the stock market does perform better under Democratic administrations. So, a lot of things about taxes and what's going to happen with taxes and who's going to raise them and lower them, corporate and raising taxes on the rich. I just say it really doesn't matter. I mean, they raised my tax rate from 22% to 30%, whatever, that 7% difference. It's just the fact of having an abundance mindset and thinking that you can make it up, or you deal with it for 4 years and then it goes back down or whatever, or it moves so slow that it's so hard for them to implement these tax changes, or okay, they raise taxes in one area, but then you get a break in another area, and then you get money back, or and food prices and inflation. It just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not something too drastic, my tax rate goes from 22% to 50%, then yeah, I would be somewhat concerned or whatever. But as long as you stay within that window of, this is the middle, and you lean a little bit right or you lean a little bit left, as long as you're not way over here and nobody, way over there, it just really, it doesn't matter, man. If you seen stuff on Facebook or whatever social media platform you use, and there's the hood in the Trump administration, the hood in Obama administration, the hood in Democrat, the hood in Republican, it doesn't change. It doesn't change for us lower income and middle income people. So, not saying that voting isn't important. I did vote, so I think that's a small percentage of it. I think majority of it is just personally what happens in your house is more important than what happens in the White House. So personally, you want to have a personal responsibility of what you do in life. Like I said, as far as working out and having protection and job security and making sure your family's straight and being disciplined and all of that stuff. So you want to have some kind of personal responsibility and have this abundance mindset, and that's more important than who wins the election, because at the end of the day, I feel like the biggest contributor on if you're going to have a happy life and if you're going to build wealth is money. That's all it comes down to. It all comes down to money, and I'll elaborate more on that later in another video. But my 10th reason is I'm right with the Lord. So a lot of people will discourage that, or that's not allowed to say, but I've been praying every morning, been reading the Bible, and I just feel like overall God has me. So after the election, like I said, taxes go up, taxes go down, people riot, people act crazy. At the end of the day, I got to leave it all up to God. And I'll end on that note. So, 10 reasons why I do not care about who wins the 2020 presidential election and why you shouldn't either. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.